So you're a portrait photographer and want to start working and collaborating with actual models and sick and tired of shooting your friends and your family that don't even know how to pose in front of a camera. Well guys, luckily for you, I just released my free masterclass/video course where I go over my free personal methods that I like to use to find models to shoot with. So guys, if you want this guide, all you need to do is click my link below, which is my website, check it out and learn more. Hello everyone, my name is Joe, welcome to the Genius of Joe. Today guys, we'll be discussing costume design. More specifically, what role does it play and how important is it in your portrait photography? But before we start guys, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Joe, of course. I'm a professional portrait photographer, looking to help other portrait photographers like yourself not only improve but start to make work that actually stands out to the rest of the competition and land more clients. So if that's interesting to you, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, and once I've gained your trust that you want more personal advice beyond these YouTube videos, top links in the description is my one-to-one portrait photography coaching program where I'll personally go on calls with you, I'll critique your portrait work, all that type of stuff. So you want to start making photography progress now rather than later, guys, again, top links in the description so you can check it out and learn more. Now, why are we talking about costume design in a photography video? Well, what if I told you guys, costume design plays a huge role in the impact of your portraits, and if done right, it will instantly improve your portrait photography. And by costume design, I'm referring to what the model's gonna wear, so the outfits, the makeup, if there's any special effects makeup, hairstyle, hair color, props, all that type of stuff. How is this anything to do with my portrait photography, you may ask? Well, it's obviously to do with your portrait photography because it's in your photo. Guys, if the model is going to be wearing something quite unique and different and eye-catching, your photos will also be eye-catching and unique. What should the model wear, you may ask? Well, first, think of the story you want to tell in your photos. So for example, if you want to show off this more rebellious type of character, you may want them to wear something unorthodox, something different, maybe like belts with spikes on it, ripped jeans, some boots. They may even have like different colored hair, like red hair, for example. Something that screams like punk vibes, if that makes sense. This will reinforce the theme or story you are trying to tell in your photos. Or maybe it's a certain time period. For example, about a week or so back, I did a shoot, which I will be making a full breakdown video on very soon, but it was this World War II theme shoot, and because I worked with this really talented makeup artist and this amazing costume designer and production designer, we got to take portraits that were super authentic to the time period. If you look at the photos, you're truly immersed within the World War II theme as the model is wearing, or the models are wearing authentic World War II soldier outfits. And to top it all off, they have these special effects makeup on them to make it look like they just came out of battle. And because of the hyper focus on these external factors, the photos or the portraits turned out amazing. Like yes, obviously the lighting was good and the compositions were good and all that type of stuff, right? But guys, that was only the cherry on top of the cake being costume design and the makeup. And because I knew what theme and what story I was going for, the stuff like the lighting and the compositions and the poses became second nature to me. There's a huge list of factors that play a role in creating your best photos, and it's not just your lighting and your lenses and what gear am I using, what megapixel count is my camera. Like guys, obviously you need to learn how to light well and you need to learn how to compose your images well. Obviously they play a role in creating good photos, and obviously I have plenty of videos on my channel where I discuss these issues, more technical issues. But guys, if you want to step your photos up a notch and to the next level, you need to start thinking about everything in your photo are not just one or two things like your lighting and what lenses you're going to use. And that list consists of stuff like costume design, poses, obviously your lighting, compositions, camera settings, your location, etc. And all these things come under one big umbrella, and that is the story you're trying to tell in your portraits. And you notice, right, all these factors in your photo link perfectly together. So for example, back to the World War II shoot that I did, because I knew I was doing a World War II shoot and I knew I wanted to explore like PTSD and like that theme, right? I knew exactly what the model was going to wear. I knew what poses I wanted to do. I knew what lighting I wanted to do. And I just knew everything about the shoot because I knew it was going to be a World War II themed type of shoot. So if you're in a position right now where you're struggling to find out what poses you want to do, or what lighting you want to use if you're in a studio, or what location you want to be in, right? First, think of the story you want to tell in your portraits. I said this about 60 times, about the story you want to tell. But yeah, think of the story that you want to tell first. And again, like I said earlier, all these other factors will become second nature to you. And if it doesn't become second nature to you, it's a good guide on knowing where to go from there. So again, just like if you have this idea of like, okay, I want to explore masculinity, for example, right? You want to go get some reference photos, go on Pinterest, put masculine poses, for example, or masculine outfits, masculine photo shoot, and that's a good reference point on where you can start. The one big mistake that I made when I first started doing portrait photography and taking portraits was I never considered these things like my story I wanted to tell, or my costume design, or my poses. And I was only thinking about the lighting and the location I wanted to use, and like that's really it. And as a consequence of that, my photos were quite meaningless. They were directionless, they were flat, and quite frankly, they weren't the best technically either. And once I decided to prioritize storytelling and actually thinking about everything in my photos not only became technically better, but now they are more eye-catching and distinctive. Anyway guys, that is it for the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys found this useful. And guys, I hope I gave you a new insight into how you can approach your portraits, because guys, it's not just about your lighting and stuff like that, it's also about your storytelling. And there's plenty of videos online on my channel as well, to be fair, about portrait photography, when they discuss like stuff like compositions and lens choices and the more technical side to it. But there's not many videos where you go into detail about the storytelling. How can you tell an impactful story in your photos? And discussing any of these external factors like costume design and makeup, because guys, that is extremely important. And to answer the question of the video, is costume design extremely important? Yes, it is very important in your portraits, because it plays a huge role in the story you are trying to tell in your photos, which is how you make your photos distinctive, and that's how you make your photos have depth and just make them better than everyone else's. Because is that what you want, right? You want your photos to do better than everyone else's. Well, that's how you do it. You have a story, you have a background in your photos. There's a background to your photos, there's depth to it. Again, guys, like I said in the intro, if you want more personal advice about your portrait photography, guys, top links in the description is my one-to-one portrait photography coaching program, where again, I will go on calls with you. I'll critique your portrait work. I'll go in depth with how you can improve your portrait work, because I think with this YouTube channel and these YouTube videos, they're great, but there's only so much I can teach you when I don't really know your situation specifically. So again, if I'm on calls with you and stuff like that, I know your situation specifically, and I can tailor my advice according to your situation. So again, guys, that's top links in the description below. You can check it out and learn more. Also guys, if you want to learn the basics of portrait lighting, I did obviously be mentioning lighting throughout this video. If you want to learn the basics of studio lighting and stuff like that, you want to learn how to light your model properly, and you're trying to struggle with that type of stuff, guys, links below is my portrait photography lighting course, where I will go over the basics of lighting and also go over lighting techniques, strobes, continuous lighting, all this type of stuff, what equipment that you should get, suggestions, all that type of stuff, right? Great course. I won't just tell you how to light, but I'll also tell you, again, like I said throughout this video, how to tell a story in your lighting, how to light with intention, not just do a random lighting setup, right, and boom, but actually tell you why should you do that lighting setup, why you shouldn't do that lighting setup, for what theme you're trying to go for. So guys, if you're interested in that, that's not top links, but that's the links in the description below where you can check it out and learn more. Anyway guys, that is it. Click on any of these videos here to learn more about portrait photography, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.